this lecture, we'll discuss Introduction to Cell. The living world is comprising organisms like microscopic bacteria to macroscopic multicellular plants and animals. All these organisms are made up of cells. So first, what is cell? Cell are the structural, functional and biological unit of all living beings. A cell can replicate itself independently. So they are known as the building blocks of all living organisms. Study of a cell which includes biophysical, biochemical and genetical aspects in addition to the structural, functional and hereditary characters is called cell biology. All organisms are composed of cells. Some are composed of a single cell and are called unicellular organisms, while others, like us, composed of many cells, are called multicellular organisms. Viruses are non-cellular organisms because they lack of cell or cell-like structure. Next, discovery of cell. Cell biologists often speak of the cell without specifying any particular cell, but cells are not all alike. In fact, they can be widely different. It is estimated that there are at least 10 million, perhaps 100 million distinct species of living things in the world. The invention of the microscopy. Microscopes are specialized optical instruments designed to produce magnified visual or photographic images of objects or specimens that are too small to be seen with the naked eye. F. Janssen and Judd Janssen in 1590 invented first usable compound microscopy. Robert Hooke, an English botanist, observed a thin slice of cork under the microscopy in 1665, and this cork was of plant, that is Quercus suber. He found honeycomb-like structures and named it as cellulae in Latin word, which means components, and coined the term cell. Cell means little rooms in Latin. Hooke published his finding in his famous work Micrographia. Anton von Leeuwenhoek in 1675 observed living cells. He looked at pond scum under the microscopy and discovered small organisms he called animalcules or little animals. He also observed blood cells from fish, birds, frogs, dogs, and humans. Marcello Malpighi studied animal tissues, whereas Nehemiah Grew in 1682 described plant tissues, contained cells and laid foundation for histology and anatomy. Marcello Malpighi was an Italian biologist and physician who held a doctorate in both medicine and philosophy, who is referred to as the founder of microscopical anatomy, histology, and father of physiology and embryology. Nehemiah Grew, an English botanist, physician, and microscopist, and who published The Anatomy of Plants in 1682. Alfonso Corti in 1772 and F. Fontana observed living matter in the cells, and F. Fontana in 1781 discovered nucleolus in the skin cell of eel. Robert Brown observed some round bodies at the central regions of the cells in the skin of Tradescantia leaves. He suggested that each of these centrally located bodies is called a nucleus. Dujardin discovered the living semi-fluid substance of cells, which was named sarcode. J. E. Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm. The last quarter of 19th century is usually considered as classical period of cell biology, since various significant cell biological discoveries were made during this period. Next, cell theory. M. J. Schleiden in 1838, a German botanist, and observed that all plants are composed of different kinds of the cells, which form the tissues of the plants. At the same time, T. Schwann in 1839, British zoologist, studied different types of animal cells and reported that cells had a thin outer layer, which is today known as the plasma membrane. T. Schwann proposed the presence of cell wall theory. Cell is a structural and functional unit of life. This theory, however, did not explain as how new cells were formed. Rudolf Virchow in 1858 concluded that all cells come from pre-existing cells, and thus he completed the classical cell theory. This cell theory that all living things or organisms are made up of cells, and these cells are the basic building unit of life. Also, the new cells are created when the old cells divided into two. On the basis of cellular organization, all living organisms are made up of at least one cell. The number differs in various organisms, and based on their numbers, they are classified as unicellular organisms for single celled organisms. Each cell can get food and air itself. Single celled organisms include protozoa, bacteria, and some kinds of fungi. Second one, multicellular organisms. Cells from multicellular organisms must work together in order to get food and air and to help the organism reproduce. Example, plants and animals. On the basis of nuclear structure, there are two types of cells: eukaryotic, that contains membrane bound organelles, and a nucleus, and prokaryotic, that do not contain any nucleus or membrane bound organelles. On the basis of size, shape, and structure of living cell, there is diversity in size, shape, and structure of cells. On the basis of cell wall, this cell wall is a unique characteristic of a plant cell. Animal cells lack a cell wall. The non-living and hard wall that constructs the plant cell is called the cell wall. Surface volume ratio of the cells. In the cytoplasm of cells, large numbers of chemical reactions takes place. These reactions are known collectively as the metabolism of the cell. The ratio of these reactions, or the metabolic rate of the cell, is proportional to the volume of the cell. For metabolism to continue, substances used in the reactions must be absorbed by the cell and waste products must be removed. Substances move into and out of cells through the plasma membrane at the surface of the cell. The rate at which substances cross this membrane depends on the surface area. The surface area to volume ratio is therefore very important. If the ratio is too small, then substances will not enter the cell as quickly as they are required, and waste products will accumulate because they are produced more rapidly than they can be removed. Surface area to volume ratio is also important in relation to heat production and loss. If the ratio is too small, then cells may overheat because their metabolism produces heat faster than it is lost over the cell surface. Small cells have a larger surface area to small volume ratio, or larger surface area relative to small volume, and larger cells have a much smaller surface area to larger volume ratio. A smaller surface area related to larger volume. As cells increase in size, their volume increases more rapidly than their surface area. As volume increases, the nucleus is further away from the parts of the cell and diffusion is less efficient. This is why cell size is limited. Folding of cells increases surface area to volume ratio because the nucleus is closer to the outer surface. For example, microvilli. Microvilli of the brush order in the lumen of the small intestine are a great example of high surface area to volume ratio and are useful for absorption and excretion functions. Overview of cell. Our body is made up of cells of different shapes and sizes. It depends upon the environmental conditions and surrounding functions. An amoeba, often called an amoeboid, is a type of cells or unicellular organism. Amoeba is a freshwater protozoan. Red blood cells are the most common type of blood cells. The RBC of human beings are round shaped and bioconcave and about 7 microns in diameter. White blood cells often have irregularly shaped nuclei and provide the basis for the innate immune system as well as interacting with specific immune process. Mycoplasma are the smallest cell, measuring 0.3 microns in length. Mesophyll cells are a type of ground tissues found in the plant leaves. The most important role of the mesophyll cells is in photosynthesis. Tracheids are elongated cells in the xylem of vascular plants that serve in the transport of water and mineral salts. And nerve cells. Nerve cells are the sum of the largest and branched cells. Neurons are the basic functional unit of nervous system and they generate electrical signals. The largest isolated single cell is the egg of ostrich.